welcome back. And we're sticking with hockey, but going back to the high school ranks tonight. Hermantown Arena hosted a matchup that's usually saved for the state tournament later next year. The Hermantown Hawks welcoming the Cretin-Durham Hall Raiders to kick off both teams' season. So we start late in the first period. The Raiders already up by 1, and off the rebound, number 4 grabs his shovel and into the net it goes, and the Raiders extend their lead. 2 minutes to go now in that first period. The Raiders continuing to control the puck, but nope. Defenseman Jack Slattengrad, what a name, swoops in and scores and cuts the deficit to 2-1. And the period's not over yet. Raiders have one in the box. And on the power play, it's River Freeman who takes the shot to tie it up before time runs out in the period. But a 5-minute major on the Hawks gives Cretin-Durham the long advantage, and they capitalize to reclaim the lead in the second. Hermantown scores once more in the third to tie it, and that'll take them to overtime. But that's where the battle ends for both teams with a final 4-4 draw. And elsewhere across Minnesota, the Marshall Hilltoppers exploded for 11 goals in their win over South St. Paul, and the Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets took down the reigning state champion St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders 6-3 in their home barn. The Proctor Rails continue their hot start, moved to 3-0 with a 3-0 win over Mankato East. And the Denfeld Hunters dropped their road game today to Orono 9-3. And remember, everyone, Thursday night faceoff starts next week. And finally,